Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, and today this is part 2 of the D900 series versus the D700 series. Last episode we took a look at not last episode, it's not really a series, but last video of this we took a look at all the physical differences and how they're alike and disalike. And now we're going to get into the operating system on both, starting them both up from a cold boot, meaning that they are unplugged and they've been off for at least 2 hours. I'm not sure if there's really a difference from leaving it off for 2 seconds versus leaving it off for 2 hours, but you know, I go the extra mile sometimes. So we have both power cables on the other side of the table. Can you see that? Yeah, you can at the very top. Awesome. Getting both of these units plugged in. The D900 does have a working battery, but I will not be using it. It will be on the charge the whole time. So let's go ahead and open up the screen on both. And then what better way to start this video off than with a boot up test. Both of these computers have an SSD connected to a SATA adapter. Okay, the D700 is actually connected via SATA on the board, and that needs a SATA adapter and a DVD drive. I'm not sure if the D900 is getting the full SATA speed, but regardless, it's still a solid-state drive, which is a lot faster than any hard drive. So, let's give it a boot and see if they both display video first try. Sometimes they decide to stay on black screen, and there's not too much you can do but restart. Alright, so D700 is up, and so is the Alienware. Tilt the screen forward on the Sager a bit. Turn up the brightness as high as it can. And no, you're not going insane. I have a flickering light bulb up top. And it's actually quite annoying. I may shut off the top lights. So the 700T boots up first. That's not really too much of a surprise. It does have a much more direct connection to the board for the solid state drive, and it is a faster processor. As you can see, both of these have Windows 7 on them. Both of them have the speakers working. That was a major issue with the D700. I just couldn't find the drivers for it anywhere, but eventually I found some on a not virusy site, totally not a virus site at all. And yep, now they're both up and running, and we can get into some physical differences. Well, not physical, but software. I'm going to start out with the D900. Let me check the 700 first. Yep, both computers have completely cooled down. I had to install something on this to get it to work right. And let me go ahead and pull up the system and tell you the specs right quick. Oh wow, actually it's a 4.4 for Windows experience. Processor, gaming graphics is at 5.9 somehow. No, 4.9. 5.9 for Windows Aero. But yep. This has a Pentium 4 at 3.6 gigahertz. It's actually a Pentium 4 560 Prescott, if you're wondering. It's got 3 gigabytes of usable memory. 5 is installed, but because both the limiting chipset and 32-bit operating system, it's only using or seeing 3. Coming on over to the D700. Oh, small icons. System. Oh, it just closed it out. I'm amazing. And of course it did not save inside the thing. inside the little hotbar. Okay, so this has a Pentium 4 at 3.8 gigahertz. Which model Pentium 4? This has a 570. So, same generation. 560, 570. Both Prescott. Both consume the exact same amount of power. 115 watts TDP. And yeah, this has 2 gigabytes of memory. That is all it can support, unless there are some rare random 2 gig DDR1 sticks out there. You can't have more than 2 on this computer, because this takes DDR1, this takes DDR2. So yeah, that's the immediate difference there. And yeah. Now you're probably noticing now that one computer is using Windows Aero, the other is using Windows 7 Basic. That is because this has a dead video card, and I have 3 dead video cards for this machine. So yeah. Gaming with normal 3D games and such will not be possible on this machine. It will be very not possible, actually. However, the GTX 7800 and the 900 works quite well, and we'll get a game started up for you. Let me go and get the controller right quick. Alright, here we are at the D900. I'm going to launch Bioshock. This computer came out 2005-2006. Bioshock came out 2007, so it's actually quite a good game to play on this. Now there is one weird thing that I will talk about as soon as it launches. If only I could skip all this. Hey, hey.
Okay.
I went ahead and shut off the top lights. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it is, I'll just stay quiet and let you see the performance. High settings 720p. And I guess we'll kill a few people, and then that'll be it. It'll show you that it's playable on this really old machine. You can see the frame counter on the top right to show the frames it's pulling. Takes a while to load. I don't know why. Some scenes it gets way up there, and in scenes like those, it can actually be played at full resolution, 1440 by 900 I think it is. But sometimes, no. Let's do this right quick. Anyways, I think that's about good to show you how that performs. And in 10 scenes it gets down to 20 frames, but this isn't, you know, a super high speed kind of game, so you don't really need that. Most of the time it stays in the 30s though. So that's that. But I thought we should have some game that both of these computers should be able to play not terribly. And you can already see it on the desktop. You know what it is. It's the ever impressive Minecraft. So since the camera's already right here, now all I'm going to do is let it launch. From here I'm going to show you the settings I have it at before I do that. Alright, so you can probably see that we have the arguments on for 1 GB of use. We're using the latest snapshot of 1.11. Closing launcher on game start. And then the resolution is whatever the default is. We're going to go and select play offline. Now I don't expect this to do too good at all, but we're going to see if it's any better or worse than the D700 series. The D700 series does have a faster processor, but it doesn't have as much memory or a dedicated video card to help out with this. So I wonder how it'll perform. If you're on the title, you can see we're getting 23 frames. I'm going to turn everything down as far as possible to help out with that. Clouds are fast. I'm going to turn off smooth lighting. Single player. Going to create a new world. No, I didn't mean to do that. I'll get right back to you as soon as I get to the seed thing. We're going to do a set seed to make sure we have the exact same environment. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, here we are back at the title screen. Create a new world. All world options. I'm not going to have anything on. The seed will be yeah. Wait, can I do this? Yeah. The seed is yeah. Alright, create a new world. Let's see how this goes. I expect it'll go not really well at all, but you never know. It could be the greatest experience ever. Actually, no, it won't. If it'll ever load. Alright, you can see the frame counter on the top right of it, so you will see what's going on. I have a mouse connected externally here, so D700 screen went off for a second. Alright. Moving around, well, I have it capped at 30 frames. It seems like it could go higher. Wow. Okay. Oh. I was like, hey, it looks not terrible, and then we move, and then it's... I suppose it's just getting all the chunks loaded in. And it is a pretty good effort, I would think. You just can't see very far. We had up to 75 frames there for a second. It does have a lot of frames to it though. I'm not sure if that's the limited graphics memory or the CPU bottleneck. We will find out in the next computer if the next computer has the same stutter, then we know it's some graphics bottleneck, but if it does better, then we know that the CPU is, with it being better, is being less of a bottleneck. And yep, that's going to be it for the D900. Nope. Didn't mean to hit that. Alright, so yeah, let's move over to the D700 and see how it performs. Alright, here we are with the D700. I'll launch Minecraft here. I'm going to show you that we have the exact same settings as the D900. Loading profile. I may or may not need to download the thing, so I may have to connect to Wi-Fi and get back to you. Let's find out. Answer yes. You can see everything else is already done. Default resolution, close launcher when open game, enable experimental, and the same 1 gig argument. But I need to download the game actually, so that'll be fun. I'll be right back with you. Yep, had to download. I had them disconnected from Wi-Fi before to make sure that they weren't downloading updates or something in the background that would slow the system down. So yeah, I'll get to you at the title screen. I was afraid of this. Because there is no graphics card driver installed on this computer, it apparently can't play any games. Not even ones that are really only CPU intensive. Because as you can see, we have a graphics card driver error. I can go to fix the problem, but that won't do anything. And if it does install the driver, then that'll be even worse, because then it'll make the screen be a garbled mess, because this has a bad video card. It's had 3 of them. So, I guess we need to test that with something else. I know what we can do to test them out. We can do Intel burn test, and then see how high the temperatures get for each unit. And then we will go from there and determine a final verdict kind of thing. So yep, let me go and get Intel burn test on both of these things and we'll be good to go. I'll be right back. Alright, each computer has Intel burn test downloaded. Let's go ahead and launch them both. Close the folder, open Task Manager. Same thing for this computer. Huh. Look at that. For some reason, the Sega is using a lot of CPU for no reason. What are you doing, computer? Why you do this? CPU. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and restart it right quick and see if that gets us anywhere. Alright, there we go. I'm going to move the camera in a bit so you can hopefully see both of the screens somewhat not poorly. The right side is still the D700. The left side is still the D900. I'm going to do the standard test. Beginning in 3, 2, 1. So now you see both processors hike all the way up to 100%, and we'll let it go to 3 times on each one. I suspect that even though the D700 has a faster processor, the D900 will still win because it has both more memory and faster memory. So let's see what happens. We're going to have to also go ahead and look at the temperatures. Core temp died, it looks like. Awesome. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Actually, no, it isn't. Also, you can't see that. Oh. Okay. Okay, I should have had core temp running up in the beginning. Hopefully it's not going to be dead down there. Seems like it's not. Core temp may pop up randomly over there. This is a battle of the cooling systems, which 4-fan setup is better at keeping the system nice and cool under a very heavy load. The D700 series is kicking up quite a lot. I'm noticing though that the D700 is a little bit hotter. Not too bad though. That's nothing I would worry about at this point. Keyboard is getting toasty though on the right side. That's where the memory is. Thankfully with that system fan I hacked into it, as you saw last episode or last part or whatever it was. It is good. And this is taking a long time, so we will wait until it's only 1 instead of 3. The first one to get 1 line pack output will be the winner. Oddly enough, the D900 is only using very, very slightly more memory, so it might be even more even than I would first expect. We're going to have to find out. There's no way to tell who's winning now. Just have to see which one gets to the thing first. Judging from this, I know which one will win in the cooling department, but I don't know which one will win in time. Oh, looks like we have the winner. The D700T has just posted its time, and the D900T has just posted its time. So, let's see what they are. The D700 had a time of 2:12.5. The D900 had a time of 2:21.6. So, less than a 10-second difference. That's quite impressive. I think this one having a 200 megahertz speed increase over the D900 was an advantage. Let's go ahead and take a look at the temperatures now that the core temp shouldn't die immediately. Hopefully. There we go. Alright, core temp says we got a maximum temperature of 66 degrees Celsius. You can see that now. And then for the D700T with the faster processor, it had a speed or maximum temperature of, looks like 73. There you go. And you can see right now that core, well, the only core it's got, is currently at 65, while the core on the D900 is currently at 54. So the D700T wins in this challenge, but as you can see, even after giving it some minutes to cool off, it's still at mid-60s, and if it's not on a flat surface like this, expect it to hit 70s, and it is always warm, especially on the keyboard and the right palm rest, and the air coming out the back is always hot. You don't want to be near it, while the air coming out of the D900, the air coming out the back is always mildly warm. It's not too bad. If there's someone behind you, or maybe in front of you, I don't know where your seating position is, they wouldn't be as bothered if you had the D900 than if you had the D700. So yeah, overall, for gaming, the clear winner is the D900 because its video card actually works. But if you need to do some productivity, maybe you would consider the D700, but you would definitely need a cooling pad of some sort. And the final thing for the D700 series is I am going to get it a lower power processor. It's going to be a Intel Pentium 4 3.6 or 3.4 gigahertz 86 watts. Because as you saw, probably heard, I can show you right now. This is a Pentium 4 570 that has 115 watt TDP. That, of course, is a lot of power to be sucking up. So I'm going to give it an 84 watt, or is it 86? Doesn't matter, it's like 20 watts cooler. That way the cooling system will be able to handle it. It'll run a lot cooler and a lot quieter as well. I may also do the same for the D900 as well, just to make sure it's nice and quiet as well. And yeah, upgrades as far as, you know, hardware for each computer. The D700, of course, has the built-in SATA drive, or SATA connector, so you could easily put in any size hard drive or solid-state drive. The D900 has two IDE connectors, although I believe you could get a SATA connector from some other similar unit, but I'm not sure if it'll actually work. This is running on a SATA adapter, but it's in a DVD drive, and as you saw in the boot test, even with more and faster memory, this computer still lost to this computer. So it loses some speed. It can play games, but yeah. Video cards, I believe the X800 ATI card is the best you could put in that one, if it works. And you could put up to a 7950 GTX in this. It's only got a 7800 in it right now, but if you could find one, you could put in a 7800 the 7950 GTX. That would be your best video card. And if you really wanted to put in something even more power hungry, you could put in a Pentium 4 670. That's a 3.8 gigahertz chip, 2 megs of cache, and all that good stuff. But yep, I think that's going to be it for this comparison. If you guys enjoyed, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course subscribe. I'm going to go turn on the lights and do one last thing. Alright, we're going to see how quickly each computer can shut down. That's hovering over the shutdown. That's hovering over the shutdown. I'm going to go on 3, 2, 1. Let's see which one gets down quicker. Take your bets. Sager is done. Alienware is still running, and now it's off. And there we go. I may do some more videos of both of these computers in the future. Definitely this one, because that's what I'm keeping. This one I am probably going to resell relatively soon, since it's already set up to go. And yeah. Or I'll do something, you know. You never know what I'll do. Like, nobody wanted this video, but I did it anyway, so haha. Yep, thanks Game Boy. I will see you in the future.